Right guys, welcome back to this, basically exploring the Shoninki. We're using the red version and we are on we're on number 15 and we're on page, 78. You'll have to excuse me on my voice, I've been ill over the weekend. And I just watched back the last video of this and it's when all my wood was there and everything. It's all very clean and nice. It was bloody good. It's obviously in a state now, so excuse me. As you guys know, I'm moving house. So hints for this is going to be difficult. Hints for infiltrating an enemy's position. Jinchu, Shinobu, Toki no Narai. Now, if you're wondering why the bloody noises, the road is so loud, it's because my dog is lying in the sunshine and I'm keeping the door open for him to come in, so apologies. So let's go through this. Right. This skill set is of vital importance to a shinobi, so how to infiltrate an enemy camp. So, Jinchu, or inside camp, basically, military camp. Before you set off on a mission of infiltration, you should make arrangements with your allies for accommodations for your safe return, such as pre-dawn selection of signals or lights and torch. Now, what you've got to imagine here is, on the battlefield, yeah, or, you know, when you're... God, I might have to shut that door. Basically, you're out there facing the enemy, and it's dark. There's the enemy banners in front of you. The enemy lights are in front of you. You've got to try and get through their bamboo fences, through their scouts and everything. And what you have behind you is, or back where you came from, is lots of light signals, torches, fire rockets, Ryusei, all this type of things going on in the background if you need to get back. So depending on the scale of the war, depends on how big these lights have to be to get you back. Or it might even be the small trace lights from tree to tree that you can go down. So you've come out, you think, okay, I will need you to get me signals back from this point, and everybody knows that point. So within the line of sight from that point, there are signals for you to get back. Or at the hour of the fox or whatever, not the fox, the hour of the boar or whatever, they send up light signals. Actually, I don't know if the hour of the boar is actually at night. I forget. The hour of the rat is, if I remember rightly. So you need to know the best times to steal in. So this is confusing because sometimes it sounds like you want to get in there like stealthy, and sometimes you're just walking in. Again, it's just infiltration, but not always sneaky beaky. Sometimes just in disguise. So, he started snoring. He's not snored for ages. Can you hear him snoring now? When low and ranking soldiers are cutting down trees and bamboo, so basically when you're constructing the camp, cutting bamboo down for all the fences, you go in there. So again, while they're constructing their position, so they're cutting the bamboo down to construct the position. So either go in when they're cutting it down or go in and start constructing. On a night, can you hear him? On a night when the enemy exhausted after days of fighting. So you've been there, you're against the enemy, night after, it's been hot, you've been fighting long, or they've been fighting long. The shinobi on your side are relaxing, they're all fresh to go, and they go in at night. So remember that shinobi often don't do much in the day. Or during a rainstorm, it's hammering down with rain. So the enemy's soldiers are there, they're sort of like in the camp, it's cold, or it's just raining too much, it's constant, they're wet, they're miserable, they don't really care, if anybody's approaching. So they just, they're just like, oh, whatever. Day after day, nobody's approached, so they just shut off. So that's what you do. In any case, you should slip away under lower soldiers. Do not slip away under samurai, for they are formidable people who have fears. I.e., like getting where with the lower labourers, the lower ashigaru, people like that. But any of the warriors, don't try to get in with them. And this comes through and through on all Ninja Scrolls. Don't try to get in where the warriors are, because it's far more difficult. Be someone that doesn't get questioned. It's just going to do this, fetch some water, do that. Get down with the lower people. If you infiltrate at night. So now these times, here we go. Oh, the hours of the boar is at night. So there you go, 9 till 11 p.m. Sorry, so 9 till 11, because people are sort of calming down. This is my theory, calming down. 11 till 1, they've gone to bed, and they're still probably people tinkering about. So any noises you make won't be so bad. So from 9 at night till 1 in the morning, people are getting ready for bed. There's movement, people are tinkering about, and they're down. You know what I mean? Then you get 4:20 till 5 a.m. So that is when everybody's in the deep sleep. Because in Japan, people are up at 5, 5:45, 6 o'clock, because the light is much brighter there. So when dawn is approaching. So basically in that lazy moment before waking. When you scout ahead and speak to someone within your area of infiltration, you should speak in the dialect of his or her province. Try to listen to carefully, secure the enemy passwords. So this we know is Dako no Shinobi, which is the use of dialects. Whether it's actually a physical shinobi or it's actually just a skill of ninjutsu, we're not quite sure. But the idea is Dako, and that you should use dialects and vocabulary to make sure you get through there. So, I'm not going to struggle with the Japanese guys, my throat's killing. So basically we've got sitting up, standing down passwords. So when you go in, if people give passwords, they also sit up, stand up, move about, do certain positions, just to show that they know the movement alongside the password. I've been told this is also used in the British Army, so people can steal passwords, but actually if you don't know the movement, or you don't see the movements, you don't know where they are, but you've got to combine movement and password together. Emblems and markings, so this like Cummins here, so, or you know, this, you'll make sure you've got the enemy's markings on, not your own. So in Cummins I'd be like, oh, put the enemy on, do that one. And I Kotoba, which is adding supporting combination of passwords. So tree, root, mountain, snow, you know, Beavis, butthead. It's that type of thing. So you have these ideas. I'm trying to think of things that I'm behind on modern culture, to be honest, as you can tell by Beavis and Butthead. I really don't know anymore, you know, Stinky in the Brain or whatever. So that's about where I last remember modern culture from. So what you got to do is say things, but if anything's too easy to answer back, you would say something like He-Man, She-Ra, yeah? But you could say He-Man, Orko, if I'm remembering right. I've just read a comic on He-Man, I think it's Orko. And but you do something that's slightly not right. Not that it's not right, slightly the third choice. So He-Man and She-Ra, or He-Man and Skeletor are quite popular, so they can be guessed. So you would say like He-Man Man-at-Arms. And that would be a combination, a second layer one, along with movement, along with signs and everything to make sure you get into it, and even past papers and tags. In the situation where you're detected, there is a useful way to escape, find, discover. This is by using the skill of shouting, causing distraction. So if it's not going right, start saying, oh, intruder, intruder, push it off, distraction. The Banten Shukai talks about this. It's like, if you need to get out, go on the other side of the gates, go, close the gates, quick. And you're outside and they're closing the gates on the people who want them open. So this idea is you just overconfidently act as though you should be there and say there's a problem over there, and then people start looking. They won't question you because they think they've got to jump to attention. So if you think it's closing in on you, instead of just waiting for that trap to happen, push it somewhere else and then get out of there and do something else. Like fight, distractions, etc. It's better to move from one place to another to help you avoid being followed. However, you'll find out if you move thoughtlessly. If you're essentially leave it to fate and give in to no fear. So basically, this is the idea. It depends on this. We don't know whether he's actually talking about moving over days or moving very quickly, you know. But basically, when don't be quite so direct. You can let people go on, lead people on a merry chase if you like. You've got time, leave them on a merry chase. But if you can't get out of there, you might have to just turn around and fight and hope that you take some with you. A good selection of hiding places: by an old well, behind a large stone on a cliff in the mountains. So in a hollow of a cave, in a toilet, behind a large tree, by sticking close to a wall, or by hiding in plain sight. You should be aware that such places appear to be positive place to hide, but are likely to draw suspicion from experienced people. So this is where you've got to start using your imagination. Imagine there's an old well there, and there's a shinobi stuck in the well, like I'm in there, further down, or a water position he's got to get inside. Large stones, like massive stone boulders, you're inside, like get up on the stone boulder and move there. You can get on a cliff face. If there's a cliff, climb up, get in there, do that. Sticking close to a wall, there's buildings everywhere, getting close to walls. We see this in all computer games. I love this quote. It's like shinobi side to computer thingy, and hiding in plain sight, be a beggar, be something like that. Do you know what I mean? Those are the things you've got to do with this Shoninki, guys. You've got to really sort of use your imagination to get there. It's easier with the Banten Shukai, but with the Shoninki, it's more difficult. But once you start using your imagination, you can be like, okay, I see it, I get it. Right, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Do get yourself a copy, and next time we'll move on to, we're going to do Learning from Waterfall. I'm sure I didn't do this last time. It sounds familiar, but I know I did a Henge no Ron last time. But I read the Shoninki so much I've probably forgotten to say, because it was quite a while since we did this again. So it might be a while before I do the next one, guys. But we'll get there in the end.